Hello and welcome to this week's special presentation. My name is Jim Penna. I'm the Manager of Retirement Services here at VectorVest, and I'm very happy to be providing this week's topic, which is titled, Why No Guesswork is Necessary. Let me start by explaining where this title came from this week, and it comes from a quote from our founder and mentor, Dr. Bart DiLiddo, and it comes from an essay that he wrote back in August, on August 25th of 2017. And he closed that essay with the quote that read, I use VectorVest. That's why no guesswork is necessary. Let me take just a minute or two to go into that essay and talk about this great story that Dr. DiLiddo shared with us back in August of 2017. So we'll start here at the top, and this is the essay again titled Why No Guesswork is Necessary. And he told this story of being at his dentist appointment, and he spotted an issue of Kiplinger's magazine, and it had a headline that read, Cheap Stocks for a Pricey Market. And of course, Dr. D couldn't resist seeing what that was all about. The article discussed several different stocks that we see here. It talked about the different parameters that were used to analyze the stocks for this article. But here's the great part here. It begins with Dr. D talking about, while the discussion on each stock was fair enough, I felt like I didn't have nearly enough information to pick a stock I would consider buying. I don't care who recommended it or why. I need to see a lot more information. And even if I had the information, I'd have to sort it out and look at the graphs. I never buy a stock without looking at its graph. So I put them into a VectorVest watch list, and bingo, everything I needed to know was at my fingertips. That watch list is actually still in the watch list viewer as of today. It's located in the overview watch lists. You can take a look at it and decide, would you buy any of these stocks? And then Dr. D finished, compare your selection with a top VST stock. I use VectorVest. That's why no guesswork is necessary. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and go into some of the foundations that I just want to talk about before we go into the program and illustrate what Dr. D was writing about then. First of all, the goals of this presentation. Number one, what I want to do is illustrate how and why to build a watch list of stocks that you currently own, how important it is to be able to analyze those stocks which are currently in your portfolio first and foremost. Next, I'm going to convince you to build a watch list of stocks that you need to verify, right? Stocks that maybe you've heard about on CNBC or someone's talked about them, or a news feed that you get, a notification. You need to be able to verify the information, as Dr. D talked about in his essay. Finally, I want to convey the importance of finding stocks to consider that fit your investment profile so that you can fill your watch list of potential candidates. It's a very important process in building and managing your portfolio. First, some basic things about the VectorVest watch list. We're going to create a watch list of stocks you already own, and the reason is you can start to separate the winners from the losers, what we call weeding the garden. Okay, I'll talk more about that. In the watch list, we use rank analysis. All watch lists are default ranked by VST, the VST vector. The best stocks are at the top of the list, the worst are at the bottom of the list. We want to favor buying stocks from the top of that list, or keeping those stocks if you already own them, and then to be able to weed the stocks off the bottom of the list at a comfortable pace so you can fill those slots with much better stocks. It's important to use the powerful tool of the watch list in VectorVest because it allows you to instantaneously achieve the answers you need to make better investment decisions. Let's jump into the program so I can show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to start at the home page here in the VectorVest program, and I'm going to go up to the Viewers tab. And when I click Viewers, it's going to take us to our Viewers home tab here. You have the Stock Viewer, our Watch List Viewer, Trading System Viewer, and you can click on either of those. For now, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Watch List Viewer, and what we'll see are currently the groups that I have, the search directories here, if you will, where a lot of these are built in. Some of them I've created on my own. Let's start here at this first icon, and we'll go through some navigational things here. I'm going to click the drop-down arrow. It says New. I'm going to choose New Group. When I do that, the control panel will come up on your screen, and I'm just going to type in, for our purposes here, you can name it, of course, whatever you'd like, put in any dates, comments, for your information. Go ahead and click add. So you'll see now I have a new group, right, a new folder. If I want to add a watch list or create a new watch list, I'll simply click that same drop down arrow and I'll choose new watch list. That control panel will come up and I'll just type in new, just call it watch list. Again, anything you want to add there, and choose add. Now what we have done is simply created a watch list. You could type in the symbols there, whatever you'd like to put in, A, B, C, D. You could add as many stocks as you'd like and create your own watch list as you go through there. But that's just the quick navigational way that you create a new group and a new watch list. If you want to start again, you want to edit or delete them, just right click on the folder and I'm going to click delete. Are you sure? Yep. And then you can start back over again. So that's just a quick look at how to actually create a new group and a new watch list. For our purposes, I've already gone ahead and done that, and I've put them in the My Watch List, which is built into your program, the My Watch List folder. So let's start there. I'm going to click in the My Watch List folder and share with you a couple of watch lists that I've already created. Okay, the first one is going to be stocks that I own. Remember, one of the most important things you can do with VectorVest is the first thing you should do are take the stocks that you currently own so that you can, again, as we say, weed the garden. I like to use the baseball analogy, right? If I'm a baseball coach, I have to put or any coach for any sport, I have to put the best players on the field to have a winning team. If my second baseman is making 2 errors a game and he's striking out 3 times a game, I got to get him off the field. It's the same thing here. All right, if I have stocks that are not performing, I have to get them off of the field here and add better players so that my portfolio can perform better. So that's really the idea behind building that watch list of stocks that you own, not worrying about the stocks that are at the top of the list. So let's go ahead and auto fit those columns. I'll break that down and we'll take a closer look. So I just created a theoretical list of stocks that I currently own, if this were my portfolio. And the important steps here are, as we said on the slides, I want to go in and I'm worried about the non-performers here, these stocks at the bottom of the list. On semiconductor, when I look at, again, the default sort is VST, right? Relative value and safety. The fundamentals are excellent. RT is excellent. The VST at 1.52, all on that 0 to 2 scale. Comfort index, earnings growth rate. All of these important fundamentals, the fact that it's an undervalued stock, tells me that I don't need right now to worry about on semiconductor. What I need to worry about in my portfolio are the stocks near the bottom of the list. And for the example, we use Peloton here. It could be any stock. But we'll see relative value, safety, and timing. It's what we call the 3-time loser. Capital appreciation potential is just awful. Relative safety is not there. Relative timing, we know the stock has been in a downtrend. The VST is at 0.5 on a 0 to 2 scale, and it's got negative growth rate. These are the type of stocks that you need to right-click on and delete those from your portfolio. And when the time is right, you go and you fill that slot with a much better stock. And we'll talk about how to do that in a moment. But that's the idea of and the importance of building a watch list of stocks that you currently own. Another great point of doing that is the watch list average. Okay, I'm looking at an average watch list here, relative value below 1, relative safety just barely above 1. The comfort index below 1, and you see all of the important information that's available to you. So I know that I can do a lot better with the average positions of my watch list when it comes to the important factors down below by getting rid of the non-performers and building a better portfolio, making better investment decisions. So that's how we do that. That's the importance of building the watch list of stocks that you already own. Next, I created a watch list of stocks to verify. So this goes back to Dr. DiLiddo's narrative of seeing in Kiplinger's, he saw those stocks and he read through it and said, I just don't have enough information. So you need to go out, take those stocks, put them into a watch list and be able to verify them, the information that you're reading, and analyze them using the quality of the VectorVest program. Now, I didn't use the stocks from the Kiplingers. I went out and used it's just a newsletter that came out and caught my eye, the 10 best stocks to buy in June of 2023. So very similar to what Dr. D said. He looked through there. They made elevator pitches for each stock. Okay, an elevator pitch to pick your stock. I don't want you picking stocks based on an elevator pitch. We want you to go into the VectorVest program. So I took those 10 stocks and I put them into a watch list. Okay, now some of them are pretty good, but let's take a look right out of the gate. The average relative value is below 1. Relative safety and timing are just barely above 1. VST at 1 flat here. I know we can do better on all of these indicators here. If I break this down, you can look at each individual stock and say, are these the type of stocks that I want in my portfolio? Okay, there may be reasons why they're recommended to buy now, and those articles don't give you the idea of market timing either, by the way, and tell you when the best time to buy these stocks are. But start with Etsy down at the bottom. Is this the type of stock you want to put your hard-earned net worth into? With relative value, safety, timing, all below 1 with a negative growth rate. By the way, there's a lot more important information. I'm focusing just on the basic fundamentals here, but the watch list gives you a whole lot of information. And again, the average of these 10 stocks is not something that really catches my eye either. So as the old saying goes, trust but verify. I don't even know if I trust it. I do need to verify with more than an elevator pitch of why I should put these stocks into my portfolio. Next, what I want to do is walk through the process now. Remember, my third goal of this presentation is to show you the importance of using the power of VectorVest to build this roster of stocks for you to choose that fit your investment profile, the type of stocks that you're looking to put into your portfolio. So the first thing I want to do is really just show the easiest way to look for quality stocks to add to your roster of stocks or fill positions in your portfolio. And of course, that is done by simply going to the Viewers tab again, and we go to the Stock Viewer page. And as Dr. DiLiddo referenced in his essay, he said, just go take a look at the top VST stocks. So the simplest way to find the very best stocks to go into filling a portfolio or filling in stocks that you may have weeded from your portfolio after looking at the watch list. And of course, we have the power of VST, the vector that gives us the value, safety, and timing number on that 0 to 2 scale. SMCI currently with a VST of 1.71. And so on that 0 to 2 scale, all of these top stocks have that very excellent VST, and you scroll down and that's all 9,100 stocks listed in our database. So if you're looking for that quality stock to fill a position, really the simplest, easiest way to do it is simply go to the Stock Viewer page and go through again, as Dr. D said, check the graphs, make sure it's comfortable with your investment profile. And so that is the quickest and easiest way to do it. But from here, we'll go ahead and back into the watch list viewer, and we'll talk about using Unisearch to also accomplish that mission. I'm going to go up to that same icon there, and I'm going to choose the down arrow, and I'm going to create a new watch list here. And I'm just going to name it Stocks to Consider. Right? So when you're looking to build that roster of stocks to choose the players that you want on the field, we're going to go out and do that, and we're going to use the power of the Unisearch tool to do this. I'm going to go up to the Unisearch tool, and I'm going to start in the Prudent folder, and I'm just going to choose 3 searches that I use, that I like to use, that are going to find you good quality, high relative safety stocks. Right? As manager of retirement services, I'm looking for that more prudent. You can use any type of stock that fits your profile, more conservative, more aggressive, whatever it might be. It may be searches that you've created on your own that find the type of stocks that fit your profile. So by all means, you can use those. I'm going to use as an example, first and foremost, my favorite search, which is ruler stocks. And when I run that search, right, the sort right out of the gate is relative safety times growth rate. And the stock, just to make the list, has to have a 14% per year earnings growth rate. I just returned the top 10. I'm going to tag by clicking on the top stock, hold my shift key down, and I'm going to click on the bottom stock. When I right click on that, it's going to bring up the menu and it's going to give me the choice to add to watch list. When I do that, it brings up those top 10 stocks for me that I just chose. The system knows what folder I'm in and what watch list I'm in. So I simply click OK. Now those stocks are in my watch list. Let's go in the retirement folder. I'm going to choose just a couple of more. Premier Growth Stocks is another one of my favorite searches. It's got a great sort here, VST times RT times CI. See another list of strong stocks. I'm going to tag the top one, hold my shift key down, right click. I'm going to add these to this watch list as well. Click OK. And we'll choose one more. If you're looking for some good prudent, maybe you're looking for some dividend payers, Vector plus Vector 1.25. And I'll go ahead and click that top stock. Highlight those. Just another great search for good quality prudent stocks. Let's add those to the watch list. Remember, you can choose any watch list, any type of stock that fits your profile. Now, I've walked through those steps. I'm still in Unisearch, but when I go back to the Viewers tab, and again, the system knows right where I am, it's going to open up our watch list, view stocks to consider. Okay, I just created that watch list. Now, you'll see I did 3 searches, the top 10 for each search. We only have 25 stocks. The reason is because with these similar good quality searches, there will be some overlap. So understand that's why we have 25 positions here. If I break this down to get a little more better view of this, let's start in the watch list average. Look at the difference in the watch list average over the stocks that were kind of recommended in the article we showed. Relative value and safety are at very strong levels. Relative timing, the VST, comfort index, that's the price growth persistence. Remember, Dr. D said he'd never buy a stock without looking at a graph. So if I look at some of these stocks with these strong comfort indexes, remember, all you have to do on any of these stocks is right click, the main menu will come up. And if you want to look at a stock, right, is that the type of stock that you would want to fill your portfolio with? Okay, those are the type of stocks. Remember, the bottom one on the list was Etsy. So which stock would you rather put your hard-earned net worth into? Check the graphs. Make sure it's the type of stock that you want to fill your portfolio with. Okay, and so from here, you have that roster of stocks that you can use now to add to your portfolio, whether it's creating a new portfolio, taking the top 10 stocks, or however you want to do it. You can sort by any of these indicators up top. You want the safest stocks. By all means, they're right there for you. You want the ones that are performing best right now. There's your RT indicator. Okay, the current trend of the stock, not a lot of bad ones here at all, right? The lowest RT is at 0.90 right at the bottom of the list there, but you got a lot of great companies here to build that team to put on the field. So as we said earlier, it instantaneously gives you the answers to making better investment decisions. It makes you a better investor. So use the power of the VectorVest watch list, and you'll be able to say, as Dr. D said back in August of 2017, I use VectorVest. That's why no guesswork is necessary.